I'm Sarah, I'm from Tafwa, and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Freddy, I'm from Gamiatong. I listen to Mario on the traffic jam every afternoon.
Hi, my name is Salah, I live in Asinu. Today FM rocks.
My name is Denasa and I'm from Lutoka and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Hulamila, I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM, it rocks in Raki Raki.
I'm Mary from Mandera. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
We love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Good evening, this is FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. In tonight's bulletin, victims of the Paris attacks remembered in church service in Suva this afternoon. USP to discontinue offering Hindi studies from 2017. And downturn in Chinese economy, a concern for Fiji Pine Limited. A memorial service for the victims of the Paris attacks was held this afternoon at the Holy Trinity Anglican Church in Suva. Last Friday evening, a series of terrorist attacks at 4 locations in Paris, the capital of France, killed 130 people. Savara Tambua has more.
130 candles lit today to mark the number of lives taken away during the deadly attacks in Paris on Friday. Acting Prime Minister Aya Sayed Qayyum was the first to light the candles, sending out Fiji's deep condolences and heartfelt sympathies to the victims, families and loved ones, and to all the people of France.
We wish to again say on behalf of Fijian government, the Fijian people, we stand shoulder to shoulder with the French government, the French people, in our sorrow and our solidarity. France is a great friend of Fijians, and we share the pain the French people have lost of so many lives and the violation of the peace of the beautiful country.
The President, Chochi Konrote, government officials, members of the diplomatic corps, church members and public attended the service.
The University of the South Pacific will no longer be offering diploma in vernacular language or Hindi and BA Pacific Vernacular Language or Hindi studies in 2017. FBC News understands the programs are being phased out over the next 2 years.
An email correspondence from a senior of the Faculty of Arts, Law and Education at the University of the South Pacific obtained by FBC News states, USP will not be taking new enrollments for Hindi studies from next year. It says some of the units have been deleted from the curriculum, while others will be offered for the last time over the next 2 years. This decision has not gone down well with the Fiji Sanatan Dharam Pratinidhi Sabha.
This should not happen, and we, on behalf of Sri Sanatan Dharam Pratinidhi Sabha Fiji, I as National Secretary, very humbly request the USP Council to please relook into it.
The email was circulated to campus directors on Friday, November 13, stating that the phase-out period of 2 years is being used to enable students currently in the program to complete their studies by 2017. Minister for Education Dr. Reddy says this is being done as keeping the program running was uneconomical.
Council have been very hard on USP in terms of ensuring that they do not offer programs which really do not have student numbers, but the initial fixed expenditure is quite high to deliver them. We go to our national university and Fiji National University, they are offering diploma in Hindi, so that's not an issue.
Hindi Studies is not the only program the university has indicated it will be dropping come 2017. The Bachelor of Arts Information and Library Studies program is being dropped next year, and the Diploma in Library and Information Studies in 2017. Frazana Nisha, FBC News.
The downturn in the Chinese economy has somewhat been a cause for concern for one of Fiji's promising money earner. Fiji Pine Limited, a government subsidiary, says while it can wait it out for now, it is optimistic that things will turn for the better and the shipment of pine chips for this year will roll out as planned. Madhyumbole Tamana with the story.
Following its impressive win in taking out the Prime Minister's Exporter of the Year award for 2015, the Fiji Pine Limited says it is treading easy in keeping its fingers crossed to ensure that the planned 8-month shipments of pine chips to China will continue as planned.
We have about 3 wood chip vessels of stock in our Lautoka and Wairiki yard. We had 2 shipments initially planned for Japan and China in the month of October, which did not come and were delayed. There is a shipment coming in early December for Japan, and there is another one coming scheduled to come towards the late December or January for China. So overall, in terms of exports, I think we're looking at about 8 vessel loads this year.
Fiji used to export pine chips solely to Japan, but now with the Chinese market in the bag, the ills of the past, where export demands fluctuate to as low as 80%, is no more. A new barrier has emerged. It is the downturn of the Chinese economy that it will have to contend with.
By getting China, we have reduced that risk to some extent. However, in terms of what is happening in the Chinese economy, they're going through a downturn period. It has affected basically all of the commodities that China used to import, be it steel, be it wood chips. So we are facing a few bumps at the moment, with the Chinese demand and a few bumps, generally in terms of our ability to export. However, we're working with our importers to make sure that we mitigate those risks as best as possible.
Despite the perceived uphill climb from here on, the export sector is determined to dig deep and break new ground in looking to the future. Matthew Tamana, FBC News.
The acting police commissioner is serious about improving services and ensuring effective policing. The immediate need is addressing the vehicle shortage, finding and destroying marijuana plantations, and paying off outstanding allowances. Akusita Tale has more.
Brigadier General Sitiven Giliho says they may reassign vehicles from less needy areas to parts of Fiji with higher crime rates as well as densely populated districts.
If it means reallocating vehicles to the more densely populated areas in the meantime before we get new vehicles, then that may be a step that we have to take. I will make that decisions once I get all the figures in my hands.
The Fiji Police Force has only 157 vehicles in running condition. 20 years ago, the last needs assessment in 1995 said police required a fleet of 220 vehicles at that time. Brigadier General Giliho says they will propose a review of this outdated policy with the Defence Ministry. Meanwhile, Minister Timothy Natuva has announced that 30 vehicles will be handed over at the end of this month. Brigadier General Giliho also says the police will continue to work with the military in operations requiring extra manpower and resources.
In regards to long-range patrols into our jungle areas, in looking for drug farms, the military has that self-sustainable capability of sending troops into our jungle, so we were planning of them going in to reconnoiter those areas and getting the police embedded in with them in regards to investigations and bringing those people to justice.
Brigadier General Giliho adds they will also work with the Fiji Corrections Service to prevent criminals escaping from custody.
Put in place standard operating procedures on how we deal with these issues when they do happen, or taking proactive measures to prevent this. At the end of the day, we want a safe and secure Fiji so people can enjoy life.
The matter of outstanding allowances for police officers will be addressed before the year ends. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Still to come on FBC News, Vuma youth in Levuka reaping the rewards of their hard work and sacrifice.
मैं नीलगिरी मदर्स क्लब की रोहिणी कुमार हूँ और रेडियो फिजी 2 की मैं बड़ी दीवानी हूँ।
मेरा नाम राम है, मैं लटोका में रहता हूँ और जस्ती करके मैं रेडियो फिजी 2 सुन रहा हूँ।
हाय, मैं हूँ आईना नाववा टाउन से। नाववा में रेडियो फिजी 2 सबकी पसंद।
मेरा नाम अश्विन है, मैं रेगिरिकी में टैक्सी का व्यापार करता हूँ और ज़्यादातर हम लोग रेगिरिकी में रेडियो फिजी 2 सुनते हैं।
हमारा नाम रोशनी है, मैं तावा टाउन से बात कर रही हूँ। मुझे रेडियो फिजी बहुत पसंद है।
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
Welcome back. You're with FBC News. Now, youth of Vuma village in Overlau are reaping the rewards of their hard work and sacrifice. All 23 of them will soon be owners of new homes after completing a 5-year Yangona planting program. Eleanor Turangaivu visited Vuma village recently and files this report.
In 2011, a ban was put in place on drinking Yangona at Vuma village after the elders found that land was lying idle and the village youth were engaged in excessive Yangona drinking.
We saw that the land was just there. They're supposed to be utilizing it, but no. They are just drinking Yangona. That is why we thought that we will be banned drinking Yangona in the village.
The ban would be in place for 5 years and a Yangona planting program for the youth was put in place through the assistance of the Ministry of Agriculture.
From Monday, we leave our homes and go to the farm. There are 3 farmhouses there, 7 in each farmhouse. We return to the village on Friday afternoons and sometimes on Saturday mornings. In a week, we each plant a minimum of 250 Yangona plants.
The youth are now harvesting their Yangona and are each paying $6,000 for their new homes under the Rural Housing Assistance Scheme. All 23 of them will each have a new home.
When we started planting, each one's target was 1,500 Yangona plants to be planted in a year. We have achieved that and we are now harvesting to pay off our 1/3 contribution for our new home.
The soon-to-be new homeowners have a few words of advice for young people everywhere.
Money is where the land is. You want $1,000 today, you get it today.
Money is just here with us, the land. We just utilize it properly. Any amount of money we want, we will get it.
The first 3 of the 23 homes are being constructed. It will be officially opened towards the end of December. The rest of the homes will be built within the next year. Eleanor Turangaivu, FBC News.
A new ginger production and seedling distribution center at the Waindina Secondary School is set to generate income for students and Fijians living near the Waindina district in Naitasiri. This has been labelled as one of the greatest achievements by the school. Ritika Pratap reports.
The teachers and administrators of Waindina Secondary School have been applauded for not only preparing the students academically, but to also creating an alternative pathway for a successful future.
It's becoming one of the first schools in Fiji to also serve as a ginger production and a seedling distribution center. This is business that is more than usual, or it is more than what a core secondary school will provide.
Waindina has been marked as a high-quality ginger production district. School teacher Asinate Koredavuilangi says they want younger generation to develop interest in ginger farming.
So if you're unable to get the white-collar jobs that they have, through this project they are able, when they leave Waindina Secondary, we know that we have groomed them well with a land to stand, to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. So that's one way in which we help the child.
The new ginger production and seedling distribution center was then constructed and was opened this past week to help the students get on their feet. Acting Principal Sekusa Tanginasen Rao says they want to help Fiji's agriculture sector and it is better to start at school level.
And then they will take this knowledge home. And then from there they can develop their family farms, or they can have their own farms. And in this they will learn marketing, they will learn costing, they will learn all these things at an early age, and then later on in life they can further develop their knowledge and become successful farmers, educated successful farmers.
The project will also involve the community as the village headman is expected to give land to the students for planting so that ginger production continues. Students have planted over 30 lines of ginger and they plan to increase their production next year. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Following a hectic week in Parliament debating the finer mechanics of the 2016 national budget, the acting Prime Minister Ayah Said Qayyum took to the streets of Ba yesterday to check out the latest developments and meet with members of the public. Syed Qayyum was in Ba on official engagement where he was chief guest at the Saroptami International Awards ceremony. After the awards, he took time to walk through Ba town, meeting with folks and stopping over a chat with market vendors. Now later in the day, he also went to visit an eye clinic team visiting from Hawaii who are in the cane farming township conducting eye surgeries. Our successful Fijian tonight features a village boy who beat all odds to run a business which is bringing in people from the world over. Eleanor Trangaivu has the story.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Having grown up and lived in the village all his life, Joseph Mbao, or Jay as he is well known, has been a diver almost all his life, being passionate about the ocean. Little did he know his passion for diving would be the cause of a downfall. A tragedy occurred in 2000, which left the 35-year-old paralyzed from the waist down. He was told he would never be able to use his legs again.
The beginning was a bit tough since I go through a lot of difficulties, a lot of hard times, a lot of testing times. But I never step back or lose my focus. I keep on having high vision and lots of dreams of good and higher things to achieve.
Fast forward to 2002, Jay was able to walk again thanks to a spiritual healer. In 2005, he started working for an American couple who owned a Takalana Bay retreat just a few meters from his village. 2 years later, Jay started his own dolphin watching business, taking tourists out to the Moon Reef to watch a pod of 200 spinner dolphins who come to the reef all year round.
Did my research and study at the usage of the Ngolingoli bill. I know that I'm not destroying or removing the natural resources, but taking tourists to watch the dolphins. So I practice it in a sustainable way and eco-friendly operation.
It was not an easy start for Jay. He met a lot of opposition due to the utilization of the reef to gain money, but it did not deter him. He kept pushing forward and ended up helping setting up similar operations for neighboring Natalera and Silana villages.
A lot of my families they were against me when I started, and later then I think later they came to feel the trickle down of effect of the business to my family and to the community.
Jay now manages Takalana Bay Retreat, in which he incorporates his dolphin watching program for visitors who come from as far as Germany, Canada, the UK and US to catch a glimpse of the dolphins out at sea.
My desire is to help everybody in the community. I want everybody in the community to share a piece of peace from what we have come to achieve now, what we have been reaping from the business. I want to set an example to the village. I know that if I will not do it, somebody else will do it. So that's why when I have the opportunity, I try to make the most of it.
Jay plans to expand Takalana Bay Retreat in the near future and has also set up his own sawmilling company, Dawasamu Timbers.
Every time I learn new things in business, and I learn the technique of how to tackle some of the issues, some of the unforeseen circumstances. That's how I grew up from that very humble beginning till now.
Today, Jay Mbao counts his blessings and continues to practice his faith and enjoys sharing his slice of paradise with guests from around the world and the young people he has befriended who also know what it is like to lose hope and then find it again for a brighter future. Eleanor Turangaivu, FBC News.
Successful Fijians was brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Coming up in sports, Nangato determined to keep Fijiana sport. And Nandi and NZFFI face off in Pacific Cup final.
Sandra. I love listening to Gold FM at Golden Point Resort. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hola, my name is General from Bakri Village. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic.
I'm Moses from Valeu. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Marida Manako. I'm from Kandavu. I like listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Silipa from Tagua Town. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Welcome to FPC Sports. Telecom Fijiana's 7th rep, Litiana Nangato, has come a long way since trying out the sport 5 years ago. The 28-year-old has stamped her mark as a key member of the side and is focused on keeping it that way right into the 2016 Rio Olympic Games. Chalindo Dhaka reports.
Litiana Nangato was an upcoming football player during her high school days, going on to represent the country at under-20 level in an Oceania tournament. It wasn't until her friends introduced her to sevens rugby, then she swayed to the oval ball sport and has climbed up the ranks, with her most recent achievement helping the Fijiana side qualify for next year's Olympic Games.
When I grew up, I always like to play rugby. My whole life, and the sports rugby personality that I look up to is Wesley Serem.
The side was hosted to a celebration dinner in Suva yesterday for winning the Oceania qualifiers, but the focus now turns towards the Women's World Series beginning in Dubai next month.
There's few niggling injuries. It's something that's out of our control. And it's something for our medical team to have a look and reassess and see, which players are available for Dubai and which players need to rest. It's something we've got to look at and manage the players well. It's a long season and something we want the players to be fresh going into each and every tournament before we hit Rio.
The Fijiana side's most recent performance will have caught the attention of teams in the upcoming World Series, but Tanibula expects the players to lift the standard once the season begins in 2 weeks' time. Talento Takataka, FBC Sports.
Fijian trio Nemani Nandolo, Tevita Kurindrani and Waisake Naholo scored a try each for the Barbarians in their 49-31 loss to Argentina in London this morning. The star-studded Barber's outfit put on a mesmerizing show at Twickenham Stadium, but were not able to contain the brave Pumas. Well, right now the Pacific Football Cup final is underway in New Zealand between defending champions NZFFI All-Stars and the Ratson Apartments Nandi side. Earlier today, Rahul Krishna proved to be the hero for the Jet Setters, scoring a double in Nandi's 2-0 win over Shop and Save Lautoka in the semi-final. And in the second semi-final, NZFFI All-Stars came from a goal down to beat USA All-Stars 4-2. Here are the highlights.
Inside the USA box,
Nandi beat NZFFI 2-0 to win the tournament for a record third time. Fiji swimming rep Rosemary Rover came close to breaking a 21-year-old national record while competing in the Pacific School Games in Adelaide, Australia yesterday. The Nandi Barracudas swimmer clocked 1 minute 7.9 seconds in the under-13 100 meters butterfly event, just missing out on the record time of 1 minute 7.6 seconds set by former swimming champion Caroline Pickering in the 1995 South Pacific Games. 49 local junior swimmers are competing in the Pacific School Games, going up against 3,500 swimmers from around the region. Now, chess candidate masters Manoj Kumar and Guru Arvind retained the national team's open title in Suva this afternoon. Despite being a player short in the 3-player per team tournament, the pair still managed to finish unbeaten in the round-robin stages. The Silver State Warriors, representing Yetsen Secondary School, took out the under-20 grade title, while Dinbandhu Primary School won the junior grade title. And the next event on the Fiji Chess Federation calendar is the National Championship, to be held in Suva on November 28th to December 3rd. Showers were experienced over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands today. Now, a trough of low pressure lies over Vanuatu and extends eastwards over to north of Rotuma and Tokelau. Meanwhile, another trough of low pressure affects northern Tonga, Samoa and the southern Cooks. While high temperatures were experienced in most centres, Bar recorded 34 degrees, Nandi, Lotoka and Lambasa experienced 32 degrees there, and Savu 29, and Suva was the lowest on 28 degrees. Tomorrow's forecast: cloudy periods with some showers over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands. Elsewhere, it should be fine apart from afternoon or evening showers. Taking a look at the further outlook, no major changes are expected. Our main headlines: once again, victims of the Paris attacks were remembered in a church service in Suva this afternoon. USP to discontinue offering Hindi studies from 2017. And downturn in the Chinese economy a concern for Fiji Pine Limited. We take a quick look at our poll question. This week we ask, can the Fijiana rugby team win gold at the Rio Olympics? Visit our FBC website to take part. Now send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj, or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply #FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Have a productive week. Good night.
Bula FM number 2 na share. Iyo bula bina tangu epeli untuk taliten na parang Bula FM na bu.
Number 2 na nga ng Bula FM na usuri. Bula FM number 2 na share.
Bula siya puni ba ulang basa na ko Vila Merikibi Bula FM number 2 na share talita itu ngai lampas.
Bula FM number 2 na share.